Hey, what's up, high ticket affiliate marketers and coaches? If you're doing Facebook organic marketing in 2022 and beyond, and you're not yet making sales or the amount of sales that you'd like, it might be just this one missing piece. It is the link to you crushing it online. I'm going to reveal exactly what that is right after this. Now, if we imagine that your business is broken up into three core elements, and those elements are, number one, having an incredible offer that solves the problems of your ideal target market. Number two is a method to convert people into buying your opportunity. And last but not least is building an audience or traffic. So if those are the three core pillars, then you probably heard me speak about an offer before, which is quite simply how you are gift wrapping that opportunity, that program, that product to the marketplace. I'm not going to dive into that because although that probably needs a lot of work for a lot of you, and I'm sorry to say that, but the missing element is quite simply your authority. To give you a very strange little analogy here, if you are in the online world and you might be familiar with some big name marketers such as the Kerns and the Kennedys and maybe Russell Brunson, etc., etc. Well, the reality is that if they said to you, hey, by the way, I've got one more open spot in my mastermind and I normally charge $100,000 per year, but you can swipe yours for just 1K without even knowing what's actually in the offer itself, you're probably just going to be like, take my cash, let's roll. And that is the power of having authority. Now the question still remains, how do you develop authority if you are in the early stages of your business? And this is something that we all face. We don't start with authority, by the way, we have to develop it over time. Now authority can be in a number of different ways. For example, me waving my award around is one way that I'm able to develop authority in my audience. Another way, if you are in the early stages, you're yet to have those financial results, don't underestimate how powerful it is just to actually explain to your audience, getting things like inbound leads, getting increased engagement on your content, actually being able to develop a Facebook group, for example, or your social media properties, or having a content schedule. Now, these may seem insignificant. However, if you are out there explaining this to your audience and you're doing so with a sense of enthusiasm, that is what is going to develop that initial sense of momentum in your business. And then eventually, once it starts to increase and you develop those relationships with your audience, eventually it's going to lead on to low ticket sales, then eventually high ticket sales. And once you have those, now you've got true authority because you've actually got proof of concept in your own mind, which then when you actually explain that to your audience, develops even greater sense of authority. What you can also do at some stage is eventually you're going to get to the point where your students start to have results themselves. And that is even more powerful because it's an extension of what you've been able to create. So not just you waving around the big screenshots of the Stripe notifications, all that type of stuff, you're actually explaining how your audience members and your students, have been able to hit $10,000 months or have been able to clock up over 50K in revenue since starting with your program, or they've had some sort of amazing breakthrough that is the design of your program. And if you're able to articulate these in your content, then that is how you're going to develop authority over time. It is something, especially if you are doing organic marketing techniques, understand that the more content you put out over time, the authority is going to inherently grow because people are going to start to see you more, they're going to start to hear your name, they're going to start to hear other people mentioning your name more and more. That's how your authority is going to grow over time. So those are some very basic ways that you can start to develop your authority. And if you couple that, like I say, with a really incredible offer that looks to solve the pains of your marketplace, that has an increased perceived value, that adds a whole bunch of support, that unwraps what's actually in the program itself. When you do that, now all of a sudden you've got price elasticity. And once you can do that and you couple that with authority, that's going to take a ton of weight off the other elements of your business. It's going to reduce the impact and the need to have a very polished sales process, because as long as people are getting eyeballs on your offer and you couple that with your authority, you're going to make sales. Simple as that. Anyway, that's it. Really short one today, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. Drop a comment, let me know some other ways that you develop your own authority in your world, and see you guys in the next one.